Hey guys, I will go over our 3.9 notes and it's quite a review of our quadratic and discriminant. The first one is just a regular quadratic equation and we want to find the zeros by factoring. Another way of saying find the zeros is actually to solve it. Since it says by factoring, we need to factor. The first thing I will say is, well, I'm looking for two numbers that the product will give me 10 because here is 1 and the sum will give me 7. Those two numbers are 2 and 5 because 2 times 5 is 10, but yet 2 plus 5 is 7. Once you find the two numbers, you will rewrite this equation as x squared plus, let's say 2x plus 5x is equal to 7. Making a little mistake here. I'm adding also the 10. So I will say plus 10 is equal to 0. The first two elements have an x in common, so I have x and x plus 2. And the last two have a 5 in common, so I have 5 and x plus 2 again. This is still equal to 0. At this point, I know I can factor it as x plus 2 times x plus 5 is equal to 0. Once you reach this level, I will continue right here. I can say x plus 2 is equal to 0 or x plus 5 is equal to 0. If I solve this one by subtracting a 2 from both sides, I can take a 2 out on both sides here. I will end up with x is equal to negative 2. Or I can also do the same thing here by subtracting 5 from both sides. And I will end up with x is equal to negative 5. And this is actually your solution. X equals negative 2 or x equals negative 5. Once again, this is solving by factoring. What we learned yesterday, or I should say last Friday, was how to solve using the quadratic formula. So let's go ahead and use our quadratic formula here. But before you can use your quadratic formula, you should rewrite it in terms of the standard form, meaning 3x squared minus 2x. What I will do here, and I will subtract the 3 so that I can have it equal to 0. The first step is to identify your A, your B, and your C. Well, the value of A here is 3, the value of B is negative 2, and the value of C is negative 3. Last time when we were working on this, the first thing we did was find the discriminant. So if I find the discriminant, I will say the discriminant is b squared minus 4ac. So I will say b squared minus 4ac is equal to, here my b is negative 2, so I will say negative 2 squared minus 4 times a here is 3 and c is negative 3. Feel free to use your calculator here, and if you use your calculator, you will understand that b squared minus 4ac is equal to 40. Well, based on what we learned again, once it's positive, I know that I will have two real solutions. Well, that's not all. Let's now use our quadratic formula. The quadratic formula is, I'm using now this quadratic formula, is b squared minus 4ac. So I will rewrite it here as x is equal to negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Well, the b squared minus 4ac is very important because b squared minus 4ac is our discriminant. It's the same thing as what we got here, which is 40. So I will go ahead and rewrite it, and this time I will say x is equal to negative b will be the negative of negative 2. I still have my plus and minus. Instead of writing all the b squared minus 4ac, I can take this one and replace it in here and write 40 over 2a, meaning 2 times 3. Whether this is equal to positive 2 plus or minus, on the side here, I will take that 40, and you should understand 40 is 4 times 10, which is 2 times 2. So 2 comes out and 10 stays inside the radical. So if I want to continue this, I will have 2 square root of 10 over 6. Well, I can split it in 2. And if I split it in 2, 2 divided by 6 is 1/3. Plus or minus 2 divided by 6 is again is 1/3. So I can write square root of 10 over 3. So those are your two solutions. X is equal to 1 over 3 plus square root of 10 over 3, or X is equal to 1 over 3 minus square root of 10 over 3. Once again, this is solving using the quadratic formula. On the remaining part, all we're looking for is the discriminant. To find the discriminant, you need to remember it is b squared minus 4ac. And note that if the discriminant is positive, when the discriminant is positive, we have 2 real. When the discriminant is 0, we have 1 real. And when the discriminant is negative, we have 2 non-real. Let's apply it here. First thing is to make sure that it's written properly. So I will rewrite it as 2x squared minus 2x plus 5 is equal to 0. So here my a is equal to 2, b is equal to negative 2, and c is equal to 5. So if I want to find b squared minus 4ac, I will say this is equal to negative 2 squared minus 4 times a here is 2, c is 5. And you get it equal to, if you calculate it right, you should get negative 36. Well, this is less than 0. Once I get something that less than 0, I know I have 2 non-real. Let's do the same thing for the next one. This time, I have 2x squared minus 3x equals 8. First step is to rewrite it. So I will say 2x squared minus 3x minus 8 is equal to 0. So a here is equal to 2, b is equal to negative 3, and c is equal to negative 8. So b squared minus 4ac would be equal to negative 3, the whole thing squared, minus 4 times a here is 2, and c here is negative 8. You need to put it properly on the calculator. Make sure you use parentheses, and you should end up with 73. Well, 73 is bigger than 0. It means that we have 2 real solutions. The next one says 2x squared minus 16x is equal to negative 32. So what I will do is rewrite it again as 2x squared minus 16x plus 32 is equal to 0. Well, a is equal to 2, b is equal to negative 16, and c is equal to 32. You can do this, or you can divide everything by 2. And if you divide everything by 2, it makes it way easier. But I will show you that you don't really have to divide everything by 2 because we can solve it anyways. So b squared minus 4ac is equal to negative 16 squared minus 4 times 2 times 32. Well, I don't know how to do this on my calculator. By hand, so I can do it on my calculator. So I will bring the calculator out, and I will type exactly what I had there. Well, my a is, let's go back on that. A was 2, or was I wrong? A is 2, so I was supposed to write 2 here. So if you write it properly on your calculator, you will have, I'll put 2 inside my parenthesis and square it. After this, I need my b is negative 16. So that's a squared. I put a squared. I'm supposed to have b squared. So I'm making this mistake. I made that mistake twice already. So I was correct at the first time. It's negative 16 squared because that's b squared. So on a calculator, I will open a parenthesis, put negative 16, and I will square it, and I will say it's minus b squared minus 4ac, 4 times a here is 2, and c here is 32. And I press enter. Well, I get 0 on this one. Make sure you use your calculator. So since I get 0, I can say that I have 1, and that single one is real. All right, let's go on the next one. The next one, I have 4x squared minus 28x minus 49. Well, I'm going to let you work on this one, knowing that you need to rewrite as 4x squared minus 28x plus 49. Well, if you arrange it properly, knowing that a is equal to 4, b is equal to negative 28, and c is equal to 49, you will get b squared minus 4ac is negative 28 squared minus 4 times a here is 4, and c here is 49. Calculate it properly, you should get again 0. So we have 1 real. For number 7, it's already arranged for me, so I can say a is equal to 3, b is equal to negative 8, and c is equal to 8. Using my b squared minus 4ac once again, I will end up with negative 8 squared minus 4 times a is 3 and c is 8. If you calculate it right, you should get negative 32. Well, this is less than 0. Knowing that it's less than 0, so I will say it has 2, and because it's negative, they will be non-real. All right, let's get to the next one. The next one is 3.2x squared minus 8.5x plus 1.3. You shouldn't get scared of this. It's not because it has decimal that it makes it any harder. You have a calculator, so identify your a first, your b, and your c. So I will do b squared minus 4ac, meaning negative 8.5 squared minus 4 times a here is 3.2 and c here is 1.3. What I will do is plug that on my calculator. So on my calculator, I will do starting with b squared. So I will open a parenthesis and put negative 8.5 that I will square. And I'll put minus 4 times my a here is 3.2. And my c here is 1.3. And I asked my calculator to calculate it for me. The calculator gave me 55.61. So I will say is equal to 55.61. Well, my goal is to know if it's positive, negative, or 0. This is positive, so I have 2 real solutions. All right, the last one, we're trying to find the zeros of this function. All I got to do, and we're trying to graph it as well. So I will identify a to be 3, b is negative 4, and c is negative 2. Well, the discriminant first. If I do b squared minus 4ac, I will get negative 4 squared minus 4 times 3 times 2. This is 16, so I will say 16 plus, by the way, this is negative 2. Negative times negative gave me a positive. 4 times 3 is 12, times 2 is 24, so I end up with 40. So when I do my quadratic formula, I will say x is equal to negative b, meaning the negative of negative 4, giving me 4, plus or minus square root of 40 over 2a, which is 2 times 3, that will give me 6. where we know that the square root of 40 is 2 square root of 10 over 6. Let's split it in two. That will give me 2 over 3 plus or minus square root of 10 over 3. We can divide it in two to get your solutions. But my concern is to get the whole graph as well. Let me actually divide it for you. That's the first value of x, or x can also be equal to 2 over 3 minus square root of 10 over 3. Note that this is just my solution, so let me go ahead and highlight this solution of mine. Well, I try to highlight it, so let me do this instead. That's the solution. All right, to graph it, the easiest way is to just plug it onto your calculator. So on the y equal, what I will do is type my 3x squared minus 4x, and I need to have minus 2. And what I will do is, since I need at least 4 points, I will go on my table and get 4 good points. Make sure your table sets start at 0 to make it easy. So I will go to my table. One good point is the point 0, negative 2. Well, on my graph at 0, I need negative 2. So I will put a point there. Another point is the point 1, negative 3. Well, 1, negative 3, I need to put another point. So I have 1 here, 1 here. All I need is 4 points. And I'm trying to get points around the intersect. Around the, I say the intersect, but I meant around the vertex. So I will go also on negative number. Negative 1 is 5. Negative 1 is 5. How about 2? Well, 2 is 2. So it seems like it turns back around. 2 is 2. I got 4 points already. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, I got 4 points, but the easiest way is to actually graph it. Well, my calculator, the zoom wasn't correct, so I'll make sure I'm on zoom 6, and this is what it looks like. With those 4 points, I can kind of copy this graph. So what I will do is copy this graph, knowing that it will do something like this. Oh, my hand is kind of shaking. It will do this. Note that I'm not expecting you to be perfect, just like I'm not perfect, but I want to see the correct shape.